And we're live. Well, good evening, everyone, and thanks for being here. You're watching the Christopher LaPrath Show, Seeing the Unseen. And I'm your producer, Ken and Christopher LaPrath. That was a close one. Almost made a mistake there. And hiya, Kat. Welcome in. So tonight we've got a great show for you, and it's Are You Conscious That You Are Conscious is the question and title for this evening. So consciousness is an interesting thing. I relate it to awareness to a point, but consciousness can exist on many levels, right? Like crystals can be conscious and are alive in a certain sense. They are, in fact, conscious at a very high frequency that's structured in such a way that they can be used to clear whatever may be in your way. Now, just a quick announcement for first-time viewers. Of course, we'll pull a card for you. Just say hi in the chat, and the first reading is always free. Now, going forward from there, it's just $10 per reading, and you can also do $100 per month to do one reading for every single show. Now, just a quick comment before I turn it over to Christopher LaPrath. It was an interesting discussion that came up this morning, and it was about awakening this Kundalini energy. It's something I'm reading about. It's this process of basically going back through the cerebral spinal. So yeah, I have the main thing I wanted to share with you is that there's this with energy. As a little kid, I had trouble differentiating my left from my right side. Now, it makes so much sense now to me, because this source energy doesn't have a left or a right like we do in our body. It's just one channel, one source, one energy. So getting back to that is a very powerful thing to do. Now, without any further ado, here's your host, Christopher LaPrath, and enjoy the show.
Hey, thank you so much, Ken. It's so great to be able to do a show with your son, and he's brilliant. So I wouldn't be able to do the show without him. I also wanted to do a really quick shout out to our sponsors, the Felice Agency and Brick Road Coffee. Tony's on the show tonight. Tim, thank you very much for being here. But thank you for your sponsorship. If any of you are looking for a branding or marketing company, you're thinking about starting your own business, they are definitely the ones to see. If you look at feliceagency.com, maybe Ken can write that in the chat, feliceagency.com, you can see the work that he does. And if I know all of you have seen my website, christopherlaprath.com, the Felice Agency, Tony did that. That's my website, and it's brilliant. It's brilliant. So if you need it, great. If you need it marketable, if you need it relatable, they are definitely the ones to see. And then Brick Road Coffee, great coffee shop here in Tempe, Arizona. Thank you both very much for your sponsorship. And thank you all for your donations. I so appreciate it because it helps us be able to keep the show going. And it's also an interchange of energy. And that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about is, are you conscious that you're conscious? That is a question that I wanted to go over with you tonight, and it ties in with our group card that I pulled as well, but I'll get to that in a minute. But before every show, we have a tradition where we clear away energies that no longer serve us to our best and highest by lighting the incense. It not only helps to alleviate or get rid of energies that no longer serve us to our best and highest, but it calls in the higher energies. Now this incense, as I've mentioned many times before, comes from the temples and ashrams in Bhutan and Tibet. This particular incense comes directly from the Rinpoche, who is the teacher to the Dalai Lama and the Karmapa. If I'm using terms you're not familiar with, you can just Google Rinpoche, 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 or the Karmapa, Karmapa, Karmapa. So the incense, we've lit it. We do this energy cleansing because so many people ask me, well, how can I improve my intuition? What are my gifts? Well, let me tell you the story of two little boys. Excuse me. One was very, very optimistic. One was very, very small-minded. So Christmas time, the parents got the small-minded one everything he asked for and about 1,000 other things more. And once he opened up all his presents, he was just extremely ungrateful and started screaming and crying that he didn't get what he wanted. Whereas the optimistic little kid, when he went into his room, the parents said, your gift is in your room. The room was full of horse crap. And the little boy ran out to the garage, got a shovel, and just started shoveling. And the parents are going, what are you doing? He goes, well, with all this horse crap, there's got to be a pony in here somewhere. So when you think about your gifts, you have gifts. It's just a matter of getting rid of what no longer serves you. So one of my friends and clients wrote a book, and I wanted to share this with you. It's called Remembering the Future. It's by Brooks Agnew. Highly recommend this book. Remembering the Future, The Physics of the Soul and Time Travel by Brooks Agnew. So, I want to share some things with you. There are things that happen to us in this lifetime that can be very traumatic. And our souls can suffer from that fear or from that sacrifice that we made. And it can leave like a cyst. So I'm not a doctor, but a cyst is something that surrounds itself with a material that the body's defense system doesn't really recognize. And so the cyst just stays there. It's a benign cyst. And the body just works around it and ignores it. Well, there are wounds to the soul that can happen not just in this lifetime, but that can carry over. You might remember a gentleman that was on the show a few months ago, and I saw this shadow around him, but it wasn't like a ghost. It wasn't like a spirit, but it was a vibration, a frequency from his previous life. When he died while flying over Germany, he was a bomber, and he was shot down over Germany. And that was so traumatic that it was like a cyst that formed in his soul. Because he was alive, he was alive, and he fell for about 1 mile, 2 miles. But it went into his system that at least I'm dying for a cause, at least I'm dying for a cause, at least I'm dying for a cause. And in this lifetime, he ended up heading up every political rally, making hundreds of t-shirts, America is the greatest, hats. He wouldn't go outside without wearing America is great, or a t-shirt with the American flag on it, because that cause carried over into this lifetime. So those are things that can happen to us. So when we talk about unveiling your gifts, it's getting rid of the horse crap. Okay, it's getting a shovel. We should probably sell shovels. We should, yeah. We'll see what we can do next week to start selling shovels. My point is, with this show, every one of you have experienced is, yes, I pull cards for you. And Marilyn Pitts, thank you. I was able to give you a full reading last night. And thank you for the text about how well you're doing and how well you're feeling, because it clears the energy. It helps to remove those cysts or a cyst or whatever it is that's around you. It makes you more aware. It makes you aware that you're aware. As Kenan said, consciousness is this awareness. Okay? So that's why most people can recover from an event in their lives or their previous lives, but build a wall around that event. And that can keep you from manifesting your gifts or your intuition. Okay? So this is about clearing. This show, my forte is about helping you see the obstacles and then removing them. Okay? So I'm going to repeat this next point a couple of times. Mankind, we talked about this on the last show, had, 200,000 years of living in a tribe, and they had to live in a tribe in order to survive, for protection, for food, for camaraderie. And it's only been in fairly recent times that people becoming individuals, free of the tribe or the necessity of a tribe, and then really beginning to focus on their consciousness. And this consciousness changes the planet. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to change the planet. So I want to read this quote from the book. Humans are sophisticated and cunning. They're self-preserving at all costs and nearly always react to their surroundings rather than change their surroundings to suit their desires. Humans nearly always react to their surroundings rather than change their surroundings to suit their desires. That's what this program does. That's what the cards do. That's what the readings do. So I wanted to share that with you. The incense is lit. Let's go to the group card, because this has profound meaning as well. Oh, there we go. And after I come up with a theme for the show, Kenan and I talk about it, and then I pull a card. Well, somehow it's always in alignment with what I was talking about. And this is about your heart activation. It's about dropping the shields, dropping the cysts, okay? And going into divine love and knowing that your heart is healed. What this has to do with is, are you willing to let go of the fear of being hurt or possibly hurt? And are you willing to let go of being too vulnerable? But allow the heart to open. That understanding that love is not something you have to look for. Love is not something you have to search for. Love doesn't come from having things. Love doesn't even come from necessarily a relationship. Because it's all about the love for yourself. And that deep love. Things can give us an outward appearance of love, that we love ourselves. Other people can say they love us, and we can be in really good relationships. But that outside love from another person doesn't do any good if there's this vacant, vast well that can never be filled unless you love yourself. Then the love from other people and things is just icing on the cake. That's what this heart activation is. And at this show, at this time, with every one of you on the show, I activate that heart. To know that you are safe, that you are here to evolve the consciousness of the planet with love. So, thank you all for being here. We've got a great show. We've got people here from all over the country. California, Nevada, North Carolina, Colorado. Everybody's here. Who's on first?
First is Lindsay.
Lindsay? Yep. Okay, Utah. Hey, Lindsay. Okay, Lindsay. The moon card is the psychic card. Know that things run in cycles. When you're having an off day, the next day is not necessarily going to be off. What I look here is it looks to me like an EKG. And I've actually never seen this on this card before, but it's been there. I just haven't paid attention unless it's a specific message for you tonight. Is this beating of the heart. It is the passion. And knowing we all have sometimes very challenging days. But when you're conscious that you're conscious, then we can use everything for our benefit. Even the situations, even the problems, they are there to show us something. So, Lindsay, and let me repeat this to you. Every phenomenon is a sacrament. In the soul perspective, pleasure and pain are both honored guests in the divine temple that is you. Okay, let me repeat this. Every phenomenon is a sacrament. Things happen to us in this life. And everything that happens to us is a sacrament. And you can look up sacrament to get the meaning of this. In the soul perspective, pleasure and pain, in the soul's perspective, pleasure and pain are both honored guests in the divine temple that is you. So, yes, we do have pain, but we have pleasure. We have wonderful things. And remember that, Lindsay. Remember that, especially when you're going through some of these ups and downs and life feels like a roller coaster. It's going to go up and it's going to stay there and it's going to get better and better for you where they will level out. And this is more of your insight coming through around transformation. One of your gifts is the ability the more you transform yourself, the more you transform your thinking, the more you're able then to transform everything and everyone around you. Rather than fight a situation that no longer serves you to your best and highest, create the desired situation that you want to. Okay.
Very good. John's next.
Okay, John. Starklink, thanks for being here. And thank you for your donation, too. Lindsay, thank you for your donation. what your guides are showing me, John, are stakes. So when you like when you go out and you stake out land, you mark land off. I know that's what you do for a living. Is right now you're a realtor. You're selling land up in Wyoming. If anybody needs amazing land in Wyoming, talk to John. But when you go on this land, John, bless it. And this is a message for all of us. And I will mention again that yes, I may be pulling a card for John. I just pulled a card for Lindsay. I'll be pulling a card for you when your turn comes. But the message is for all of us as well. When you're going out on the land, John, give any frustration, and Lindsay, this goes for you, any frustration, go out. I'm not asking you, Lindsay or John, to stand barefoot in the snow, but go out and ground with the earth and give this issues, this energy that no longer serves you, the crap, give it to the earth. Because one of the gifts that the earth does is it takes crap and it makes beautiful trees. It makes amazing grass, okay? Which then in turn feed the animals. The earth has an ability to transform that, and then ask the earth, bless the earth, and ask, what is it that I can do for you? And the best thing you can do, the earth is a consciousness in itself. And so when we bless the earth, we're blessing ourselves, but we're also raising the vibration of the planet and the people around us. So what I'm seeing with this card, John, is your virtuous soul. Okay? This is something so profound for you to understand what a great person you are. And if any of you single ladies out there want to get to know John, I would instant message him. He's one of the most amazing people I've ever met. But this is your virtue, so give yourself a little bit of credit. Listen to what I'm saying and take it in about yourself. And if any of us are given a compliment, can we just say, oh, no. No, you don't do that. Say, thank you. Bring it in. Bring it in. Okay.
Next is Gio and Kat.
Gio and Kat. Tennessee. Okay, we got Tennessee repping here. All right, Tennessee. So for you, Jared, this is planting seeds in different areas. So I know you're a doctor. You're moving into this new field. And it's hard sometimes to see the tree when it's a seed, okay? Or when it's a sapling. This is going to grow, and it's going to grow exponentially. But this is also what they're telling me to tell you is, your guides are telling me to tell you is diversify. So look at investments, look at real estate, and this goes for you too, Kat. You can't hurry growth. Growth is going to come. Be free of being in a rush to get it all done. It's okay if the kids, Kat, mess up the house. It's what kids do. 30 years from now, you're going to kind of sometimes miss a messy house because the kids won't be there. So use what you have and where you're at rather than hoping for something better. Bless what it is that you have. Water those seeds, give them sunshine, fertilize them, give them blessings, and bless each other. And, you know, Kat, are you willing to let go of being the Southern Belle where everything is perfect and women should be taken care of and that Southern Belle? This is the card, Kat, for you, which is called the Ace of Wands. It's like Xena the warrior princess, and you might want to go buy some black leather and just find the biggest log you can find and carry and light it on fire and just start knocking things over. This is for you standing up and really going for what it is you want. Not just, this would be nice. That would be... No. Universe, show me this now. Show me how to do it. This or something better. This is actually you getting what you want, but standing up more energetically, a little more energetically, and going for what it is that you want and how it is you want your life to be. So to build the right campfire, you've got to have the right wood. You can't use wet wood. You can't use big logs to start a fire with. You start with the kindling. This is the kindling for you of lighting the fire that really lights you up and then moving forward to it. So I can call you and talk to you a little bit more about this later. Okay.
Excellent. Next is going to be Abby and Marilyn.
Abby and Marilyn?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. Okay, so this is for both of you, Abby and Marilyn. This card. Okay. So this is new. This is new for me. There are a lot of dogs around you that have crossed over. This is kind of funny. I mean, I'm like, what? But this dog is talking about that's my blanket, that's my bed. And so I don't know if you're using a blanket or a bed for the dogs you have now that used to belong to this other puppy. Oh, okay, no. Oh, okay, got it. I got it. There's a puppy that's coming back. It's not a puppy. It was a dog that was kind of a runt, but it's coming back to you. So if you have so I had a friend one time who had a giant schnauzer. You guys are going to love this story. I had a friend who had this giant schnauzer, and the giant schnauzer got really sick and came up and licked her at night in the bed. And she realized the dog was saying goodbye. And so she got up, and this dog left, died. So several years later, they named the dog Callie. Several years later, the woman wakes up and like, oh my God, Callie is coming back. She just had this feeling. And that's the feeling I'm getting with you and these animals. There's this one particular dog that wants to come back. Anyway, the story goes, a couple of days later, she's looking online and up pops this, they lived in Canada. Up pops this dog breeder in San Diego called Celestial Breeders. Now, this woman had had a dream about this giant schnauzer surrounded by a ring of stars. Well, when she's looking online, here's this breeder called Celestial Breeders, giant schnauzer, ring of stars. They call immediately, and the woman on the other end in San Diego, the breeder, says, oh, yeah, we just sold the last puppy, and we're keeping one of the puppies for our own. And this woman in Canada says, oh, please, can you please just consider giving him up? The woman says, no way. 2 weeks later, the woman calls the woman in Canada. The breeder calls the woman in Canada and says, you know what? I haven't been able to sleep. I'm supposed to give you this dog. They end up shipping the dog to Canada. When the Callie number 2 rushed out of the crate, she rushed right over to, first of all of her favorite toys that she had in the previous life. And she ran over and started licking them in the face the same way that she licked them when she died. So that's what I'm getting for both of you, is you've got this one particular dog that was a little bit like a runt, but major personality coming back. Okay. And then Abby, so this is for you and Marilyn as well. You always have your North Star. What you do with your wreaths. We've talked about this. And I don't think people would mind paying a little bit more because of all the work that you put into them and the energy that is in your wreaths. It's extremely healing. So if any of you don't know what I'm talking about, on Etsy, Abby has, it's called Wreath It by Abby. It's at Wreath It. Yeah, Wreath It by Abby. But I want you to think about charging more. Okay, because I know the work that you put into them. I know the creativity. Okay, who's next? Hey, Tony. Hey, Tim. So Tony and Tim are with the Fleece Agency in San Diego. So I'm going to give you a shout out here. So for instance, Jared and Kat, one day think about using them. So I had checked out branding and marketing companies for years. Tony was the first one that really got me. Like, he got it. He gets it. Tim does too. They get it. So please, if you're thinking of starting your own company, Jared, doing something incrementally, however you want to start out, this is the change card. So I love it that this came up for all of us, but mainly Tim and Tony. Or Tim, I mean, no, this card's mainly for Tim. But if you want a change the circumstances of yourself rather than settling for the way things are. I want to read this again. Are you willing to be free of always reacting to your surroundings rather than change your surroundings to suit your desires? So, Timmy, this is stop eating away at yourself. When you make a mistake, it's simply a learning. Don't bite your tail. Don't wound. Be free of wounding yourself. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I highly recommend being free of wounding yourself. What's happening here is you're breaking the habit that was created by somebody in the past eating away at you, biting away, one bite at a time, one bite at a time. It would heal and the wound would open. That's all going away now. And so as that energy is leaving you, be free of replacing it with with any negative self-talk in any way, shape, or form. Okay. Tony, really, really good for you to take a cruise. And have Tim hide your cell phone. Why? I see you said what?
At a cruise.
I know you were literally looking at a cruise just now. Dude, I love you. We're all connected here. Like, I totally know that. So Marilyn Pitts, you asked me about your intuition. One of the things that I do that really helps me, and the reason Tony and Tim live where they do on the beach in San Diego, is that water is very symbolic of psychic energy. And there's an energy that comes off of that water. So if any of you want to get away for this weekend, just to be aware, be conscious that you're conscious, go be around water. Dalitha, go be around water. Okay. All right. Who's next?
Next is going to be Marilyn Pitts.
Hey, Marilyn. Thank you again. It was a great, amazing reading yesterday. I'm only going to share one thing, Marilyn, with the group. So and you can correct me, but for like 30 years, Marilyn was a ICU nurse or a nurse, and she helped. I'm getting kind of emotional. She helped people. She worked with very seriously ill, mainly cancer, but she would assist them in crossing over. She would be there for them. She took care of them until they passed. Let me put it that way. So, yeah, oncology and hospice for 35 years. Yeah. And so she's got this, she's literally an angel on earth. And so, if any of you have ever worked in that industry, or someone, someone sent me this video last week. This was hilarious. They sent me this video, and it was this psychic that drives an Uber, okay, and he films reading for people that are sitting with him in the back seat. And so this woman gets in, and he starts going, oh, I feel sick. Oh, I'm pulling over. You have to get out. I'm a psychic, and I basically, he's like, I can't stand your energy. And she's like, oh, that's interesting because I'm a mortician. He goes, yeah, you've got so many spirits around you. Before she told him that she was a mortician. She goes, oh, you have way too many spirits around you. It's why I don't go to hospitals. It's why I don't go to, like, as I've said this before. Oh, I think Marilyn, was it Abby? You sent that to me? I can't remember, but it cracked me up. But that's why you put salt under your bed, put salt at your front doors. You use the incense, you use the sage. And if there are any of those entities or spirits around you, it's really important for them to progress. So I will reiterate this again. I've said it before in the show. When you have them around you, you go, get out of here. What are you still doing here? You have not progressed. Your mission now is to progress. Now go toward progression. Leave here, never return. Okay, so I'm pulling a card for Marilyn. Yeah. So Marilyn, thank you for being here. And thank you because this card is for all of us. This is about you, but it's also about all of us recalling who we really are. This is an ascension card. This is an awareness card. The fact of the conscious being conscious, that they're conscious. Okay? And understanding that you have existed from the beginning with Source and reconnecting to that Source. Reconnecting. And that we came here to lift Earth up. Earth is a divine consciousness in itself. You came here, we all came here. Every one of us on the show have and are becoming more and more aware of this divine consciousness as you're using your shovels to get rid of the stuff that no longer serves you. To evolve this earth and our lives and the quality of our lives, the quality of the life of the earth. So, if you look at this card, Marilyn, this woman is ascending, and she's chopped off a few heads. Kenan posted a video for me on Facebook, was it today or yesterday? Yesterday. That talked about manipulation. And people were trying to manipulate. You can cut their heads off. Well, not literally, but you don't have to associate with them. And this is like cutting off what no longer serves you to your best and highest, and all the old thinking that no longer serves you, or replaying things that happened to you in the past. It's like playing another song. what do they call that when a song gets stuck in your head?
The song gets stuck in your head.
A song gets stuck in your head. There's actually a scientific term for it. I can't remember what it is. But you replace it by another song, or you do something positive. You get out and just change your way of thinking, change your line of thought. So stop playing any replays of the past. That is going to help you more toward that tuning in and that ascension. Okay, who's next?
They're called earworms.
Yeah, they're called earworms. That's
Speaking of other angels on earth, Doreen, pork chop angel, is.
Oh, Doreen's here.
Yeah.
Doreen's next. Another Earth angel. Kenan called you. What did you just say? Pork chop angel.
Pork chop angel.
Pork chop angel. Yeah, Doreen posted this amazing video. It made me laugh. It was so great on making pork chops, grilling pork chops, and anyway, it was so good. It made me hungry. Okay, Doreen. You're an incredibly creative individual. Surround yourself with power people. Surround yourself with business people. This is a business. And so get your business in order, girl. And that's going to come for you. That's going to happen for you. This is viewing it as a business, not as a recreation, not as going out. This is not a, you're not creating a non-profit here. You're creating you're not creating a charity. You're creating a business. And so get into the business mindset. Like watch some videos on business. Do some YouTube. Watch YouTube on business. Get with Tony, Tim, great business people. Surround yourself with business. Business is going to take off. And
Next is Dalitha, Awesome Maker.
hey, Dalitha, Awesome Maker. So Dalitha is in Colorado, everybody. We've known each other for many, many, many years. This is the happiness card. And honestly, Dalitha, what came to me is Audrey Hepburn in My Fair Lady. Oppiness. I'm Oppie. Highly recommend you watch that show again. That movie. My Fair Lady. Education doesn't mean a thing if you allow it to overlay who you actually are. Or feeling like you have to act a certain way to impress, like Eliza Doolittle in My Fair Lady. This is you being absolutely you, and rather than use I really want to explain this so you understand it. So I went and got my psychology degree. And the reason I didn't pursue a higher psychology degree was because I learned that the terms of the psychology change every year. It's worse than the IT industry because they're always coming up with these new theories. And I kind of was feeling like I'm keeping up with these new theories and tropes and situations that didn't really have any basis, that pulled me away from what it is that I actually do. And that I didn't really need an explanation for who I was or I didn't need to pretend. Now, what you've learned with your education is tremendous, but this card is about you becoming more happy in you being you, and that you don't have to explain yourself or lead with your education or lead with a business card with all the letters behind your name, because this is people falling in love with you and who you are, and you being you, and you coming up with your own. It's like how people get caught up in, and I'm not talking to any smack or bad about anybody or anything, like Tony Robbins. There's like a Tony Robbins protocol, and you have to follow the protocol. Well, yeah, that may work, and there's thousands of other examples out there like that. Yeah, that may work for some people, but not for you. Okay, years and years ago, I used to sell cars, and I had to memorize this script, and I had to memorize these steps of doing things and how to sell a car, and take their keys. You know what? Let me go talk to my manager. Let me see what I can. Oh my God! And and I hated it. I absolutely hated it. So it didn't last for probably more than a month, but it taught me to be myself. This is you becoming more of who you are, and moving more into happiness. And so I'm going to bless every one of you on the show, with more of this happiness and being you. There's nobody else like you. Anybody, any one of you, there's nobody else like you on the earth. You don't need to be like anyone else or say things like someone else. This is you developing your own skills, your own methods, everything around that. Okay.
This is Laurel.
Laurel. So, Laurel, I want to give you some huge kudos. Huge. Laurel just went, everyone, and tried out to sing the national anthem for a major stadium. What?
No, nothing. Go ahead.
What?
No, it's Tinkerbell. She's on.
Oh, Tinkerbell's on too. Okay, good. So, Laurel, I want to give you huge kudos. This is you taking power and moving more into your feminine and your masculine power. Where now you can actually call a man in that will actually be equal and supportive of you, rather than challenging you, putting you down, trying to make you less than. Because your whole structure of your brain has changed. And I've noticed a huge difference in the year you've been on this show. Huge difference. So I want to give you some huge kudos with that. And just what you've been able to do and where you've put yourself out. And when it's been uncomfortable. You guys, it's okay. It was not comfortable for me at all to do this show. It was not comfortable for Kenan to do the show or to do the introduction. So, but it's a great learning. And you learn by doing. So huge kudos to that. But this is actually a man coming into your life, Laurel, that is actually good. Like, solid. Okay?
Excellent. Yeah. Next is Miguel. And then Austin.
Hey, Miguel. Hey, Austin. Okay. Miguel. Ace of Cups. Direct linkage to source, Miguel. Do what it is you love. Release any and all aspects of how that's going to happen. or any belief system that it's going to take money to do what it is you want to do. Because if there's any energy toward worrying about money or not having it, then it's going to keep it at that arm's length. It's going to happen. It's coming. Their source is sending out. So you see this card here and you see the web. We're all connected. We're all connected. We have this incredible, amazing group of people from all over the country that are changing the world. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Every one of you, I've seen you grow over the past few months tremendously and change tremendously. This is trusting that you're connected to the universal source, the universal web, and the right timing, the right answers, the best answers for you, the best blessings, the best, what's the word I'm trying to look for? It's coming, it's right there. It's coming along the web. Because you're connected. You've done the work. You're doing the work. The work never stops. We continue to do the work. But this is the Ace of Cups. This is having your cup filled. This is being absolutely blessed. Okay, who's next? Oh, Austin, right?
Yep, Austin.
This is the Queen of Cups. So Austin, anywhere where you've been in a past relationship with a narcissist or narcissistic behavior, are you willing to clear all of that residual energy, all of that lingering energy that has been around you out, and completely clear your field now? I'm not going to talk about narcissism. I'm not going to talk about narcissists, but it's this constant making you wrong, making a person wrong, making a person bad. You notice I'm not pointing to the camera. I'm pointing over here, but this is about making a person wrong or bad. Any of those energies that we've encountered with people in the past, are we, all of us, willing to let go and return that to that person? That is their lesson. It has nothing to do with you. Because those type of insidious energies can cause such a slight disruption, but even the slightest disruption can sometimes move us away from source. This is you moving more into source. And being really, really emotionally fulfilled. That's what you're moving into. Emotionally, mentally, spiritually, all of that. Okay.
Great. Next is going to be Kenneth Stephen Price, who's joining us for the first time on Facebook.
Stephen Price?
Kenneth Stephen Price is the guy's name.
Okay. Kenneth Stephen. Okay.
Says he loves
Nice.
your message.
You left a message.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he loves your message.
Oh, he loves you. Okay, thanks.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, Kenneth loves my message?
Yes.
Okay,
That's
cool. All right, Kenneth, we're going to pull a card for you. Thanks for being here for the first time. That's awesome. I'm so glad you joined us.
yeah.
Okay, flying high, moving on. What it is that you do. Okay. It's important for other people to know about it. And are you willing to release any belief system around gloating about yourself? Because it's not gloating. What it is you do and who you are is important for other people to know. They need to know this. And this is not ego. There's no ego with you, dude. There's just no ego. I don't sense any ego whatsoever. You lead with your heart, and because your heart's been hurt before, yeah, obviously that's the group card. That was the group card for tonight, right? If you remember, the group card that we started the show with was the higher heart activation. Yeah, we've all been hurt. The challenge is, oh, you know what? I'm healing that. I'm willing to open up my heart again. This is about you being more maybe on social media, getting out there, letting people know what it is that you do, because you're going to be, this is like an ascension card in itself. This is, this is wings. This is having wings. People love wings. I don't know what your connection is with wings. It could be travel, more travel. Doing what it is that you do and teaching other people to do what you do. Okay, who's next?
Excellent. Next on the list of Earth Angels is my mom, Mary Leggett.
Mary Leggett.
Yeah, the birthday girl.
The birthday. Oh yeah, the birthday girl. Mary's having
On Friday.
on Friday. Okay. Thanks for being here, Mary. Awesome blossom. Okay, you got the Hermit card. Back away slowly. So when you have a dog that is mean or vicious, you now I'm not a dog whisperer, but you back away. This is about a time to retreat from situations and using, like, there are people that I just simply won't read for. I just don't. Or if they book an appointment, I always check into their energy before, and I go, oof. I set a precedent for the type of people that I want to read for, and those are the type of people that I attract. This is taking some time to withdraw, and it may be even taking a trip. That you need some time to regroup, and the Hermit card is about just withdrawing for a few days, a couple of weeks, because you just need some regroup time away from some oppressive energy. And it's like you try to help people, but actually some people actually really don't want help. They just want to thrash and curse and whatever, or they just want to complain. So this is about you taking care of you first. Okay. All right, who's next?
Todd's back on the show.
Hey, Todd. Are you still in Tucson? The Devil card. Ooh, it's a great card. It's all about play. Anywhere, Todd, that someone has made you wrong or bad or difficult, or are you willing to release that and let go of that now? Return to sender, address unknown. Just return to sender, return to sender. This is playing. When was the last time you actually did something that really lit you up, that you did for you? That's what you're moving into. This is actually doing something that you love doing for you, not for someone else, but for you. And it's important to feel like play. I'm getting where is it going to be fun for you to play? And this is like a new house coming into, but it's in a location where you love doing what it is you do in a bigger and better way. It's a new place coming in for you. But it's really important for it to feel like play. And this is your again you're called third son, but it's also your third eye, right? This is your third eye coming in to play more, and using it more. Okay, who's next?
Great. Next is going to be French Willie.
Okay, French Willie.
Todd says he golfed 3 times this week. So
You golf 3 times this week?
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome. Okay. If you're still in Tucson, I may run down this weekend to see you. All right. French Willie trip. Road trip. Get away. Get away. You need a trip. Just, even if it's to the wine country, if it's up in the mountains, it's a trip. Okay? And then, who do you have? Tim?
Elk Lady.
Elk Lady.
Yeah.
Lana. Yay. Awesome. Oh my goodness. Harley's talking about a snowplow, Lana. I haven't seen snow in like 30 years, so it's been a while. Been a long time. So I think why he's talking about this is he would take care of the driveway, like he would take care of the snowplow. And even though he's gone, I mean physically gone, he's still very much around you to take care of those necessary things, like plowing the driveway. But overcoming those obstacles, he's really strongly coming through for you right now to tell you like he's going to take care of things like he did the driveway. I don't know if it makes no sense to me, but and he's using that particular illustration. Okay. Yeah, and so French Willie, you say, that is, yeah, road trip. Road trip. Okay.
Great. Tinkerbell's next.
Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell's my niece in Canada. Okay, my dear. I'm not a scientist, but there's something. I'll have to do some research or talk to you about this, but do some research around something that's going to alleviate electrical pollution. So I talked on the last show about, we talked with this neuroscientist, and that neuroscientists have discovered at least 23 new senses that mankind has. Not just hearing, sight, smell, taste, touch. There's 23 new ones. Like, was it electromagnetic?
Gravitational waves.
Gravitational waves. So I mentioned this on the show the other day. I'm going to repeat it. Scientists noticed on CC closed circuit TV cameras around the world that were on streets or on beaches, they noticed that when these strong gravitational waves started to hit Earth from, let's say, a sun flare, everybody, as the gravitational waves got near the Earth, Earth, gravitational waves, okay, coming in, they mysteriously, all the people, mysteriously went inside. The streets became vacant. The beaches became empty. And they realized that there was a sense that humans have that understand or feel gravitational waves, and they go inside to protect themselves. So you're getting, there's some kind of, it's one of these 23 unknown that I don't know of the senses, but you might want to look that up. There's a sense here, Tanya, where you're very sensitive to an electromagnetic current. So it could be from computers, from television, something is interfering with your field. So I'll call you. Anyway, do we have Tim?
It's yeah, we can do Tim and then Teresa Mason, and then that's it.
Okay, Tim. So Tim, wealth is not just about money. Energy goes where attention flows. If there's any worry about money or worry about lack of money, the universe is going to go, oh, I guess he wants more, he's worried about money, so we'll give him more things to worry about not having money. And I'm not saying that that's the case here, but the case here with this is knowing your own wealth and what you've contributed, the people you've helped, the people you've changed. For instance, I'll give you this. I met Marilyn Pitts. We did a fantastic reading last night. And you know how we met? we met on your show, on your podcast. So what it is that you're doing, you're helping people. This is about, when we're all on the other side, then we'll be able to see how we've paid it forward, and we'll continue to see how we've paid it forward by future generations. So what you're doing, who you are, is you are extremely wealthy. Oh, and you know what? Your father is extremely wealthy. Extremely wealthy. So Hakuna Matata. Now, I'm not talking about your earthly father. So you got my little metaphor there. But this is seeing your own wealth. Are you willing to do that and get that shovel and shovel out all the crap that's been put upon you, or where in any way, shape, or form you've believed you're not? Can you release that now and return to sender? If it's coming from anyone else, return to sender. Okay.
So next is Teresa and Mason, and then Morgan Hope is on last now.
Okay, so Teresa and Mason. Okay, Mason, it was so great to see you this weekend. Everyone, Mason is 5-6 years old and extremely gifted kid. Mason, you rock on. Okay, you rock on. So when I was a kid, we had these Lincoln Logs. So they were toys that looked like logs, right? And you could build like log cabins, you could build houses, stuff with them. They were the predecessor to Legos. So what I'm seeing here is it's really good practice for you, or really fun for you to play with Legos. Think about playing with some more Legos, or getting some Legos and putting together and using Legos. Okay? That's what I'm seeing here. And for you, Teresa, my dear, you left all your rocks. I hope you... Okay. So Kenan told you about the rocks, okay? So... Okay, girl, get some comfortable shoes. This is called the defeat card, but it's what I'm seeing here is actually defeat, like your feet, your literal feet. Get one of those rollers that you can roll the bottom of your feet on, and girl, wear sensible shoes right now. Shoes that are really comfortable. So I studied reflexology for many, many years. That's the pressure point therapy on the bottom of the feet. Every nerve in your body ends up in your feet. And that's going to help comfort you in just simply like getting maybe a golf ball or a Lincoln Log or something, something to roll the bottom of your feet on that will help take some of the stress off of your system. Or even have, I'll bet Mason would be a good foot rubber too. Get somebody to rub your feet. And then who do you have?
Morgan Hope is last.
Morgan Hope, thanks for being here. Okay, Morgan. You are the captain of your life. You are the captain of your ship. Get your ship back from the pirates. You call the orders. Every word out of your mouth is a prayer. Only then bless your life. Only then bless yourself. And are you willing to let go of these mistakes that you've kept replaying in your mind? after this show, release all those. After we hang up, release all those, because it's no longer serving you to your best and highest. This is the Dominion card. This is getting your life back, and it's going to happen. You're going to get your life back. And you're really not in control of anything. And allow that. Because are you willing to let go of the need to be in control of everything? It causes too much stress.
Yeah, so next is Evermeal, who's first time on the show.
Evermeal.
Yeah, they're first time.
Thank you for being here. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad. Everybody welcome all the new people. I love having new people here. Okay, Evermeal. This is the adjustment card. This is the... So when this card comes up, maybe there's a law case, or maybe there's something out of balance in your life. This is you coming back more into your balance. And this is you reclaiming your life. So this is very, very similar to Morgan. But coming back more into you and who you are without the need for substances or anything like that. This is you being you and allowing others to be who they are. Let them get their lessons. You do not have to create a lesson plan for them. When they came to this earth, they had their own lesson plan. Okay? And you don't have to do their homework for them. It's created a bit of an imbalance in your life. Come back to you, Evermeal. Come back to who you are. And this is creating the energy for you to be able to do that. Creating more of an adjustment. Even going to a chiropractor, right? When you go to that chiropractor and your back pops, and it feels really good. You're moving into more of a great feeling about who you are, what you've done, and you can control you can't control the uncontrollables.
Awesome. Good job.
Okay, you have everybody?
Yes, sir.
Great show tonight. Oh my gosh, it went an hour and a half. Thank you, all the new people. I love having you here. And we're going to do this again Sunday night at 6 p.m. So great blessings. If you have any questions, you can instant message me. You can text me. And you can message me through the website as well. So great love to you all. And we'll see you Sunday night.